Can dogs actually single out one person as their human? Or is that just another myth we like to believe? Picture this. You come home after a long day and your dog ignores everyone else in the room, making a beeline straight for you. Maybe they even push your partner aside or give you that intense, almost unnerving stare that feels like it's reserving something meant only for you. Some people say it's just coincidence or simple routine. But new research and a wave of viral stories are flipping that idea upside down. Apparently, there's a lot happening beneath the surface, factors most dog owners have never even considered. Rumors have swirled online about dogs secretly choosing one person as their favorite, leaving the rest of the family puzzled, sometimes even a little hurt. In forums and on TikTok, you'll find heated debates. Some claim it's just about who feeds them, while others swear by odd, almost supernatural connections. One viral story told of a dog who refused to eat for days when her chosen person left for college, defying every trick and treat offered by the rest of the family. Skeptics called it manipulation, but experts chimed in with a chilling twist. Dogs may detect subtle cues, sense, and energy shifts in ways humans can't even measure. But that isn't the whole story. Some trainers warn that this intense attachment can lead to shocking, even dangerous behaviors, protectiveness that crosses the line, or sudden anxiety attacks when their favorite person isn't around. And just when you think you've heard it all, new evidence emerges challenging what we thought we knew about canine loyalty and favoritism. So how do dogs actually pick their person? And what hidden signals prove you're the chosen one? The answers might surprise you. Most people assume a dog's favorite is just the person who fills their bowl, but the reality is way more complicated and a bit unsettling. Recent research has blown the lid off old ideas, revealing that dogs might be picking their humans based on cues we barely notice. Some experts point to a mix of scent markers, micro-expressions, and even the rhythm of someone's heartbeat as secret ingredients in this bizarre selection process. One study out of Japan found that dogs respond to their chosen person's oxytocin levels, almost syncing up emotionally in ways that left scientists speechless. Forget traits. It's almost as if dogs are wired to tune in to people who match their own emotional wavelength. Then there's the rumor that dogs can sense things we can't, like changes in body chemistry when someone's anxious, sick, or even grieving. Stories have surfaced online of dogs zeroing in on individuals going through hidden struggles, sometimes before anyone else even notices. One widely shared post described a dog who refused to leave his owner's side just days before the man OD'd, as if he knew something was coming. Was it coincidence, or do dogs have a sixth sense for human vulnerability? The most surprising twist: some trainers claim that the very qualities people try to hide, their fears, sadness, or quirks, can actually make them more attractive to dogs looking for a person. That shatters the myth of dogs only bonding with confident pack leaders. Instead, it raises questions about whether dogs are drawn to authenticity or to anyone whose emotions crack through the surface. But that wasn't the whole story. Certain behaviors, so subtle they're almost invisible, can signal you've been marked as special. And those clues are up next. It turns out that when a dog chooses their person, the signs aren't always obvious or even flattering. Some of the most intense attachment behaviors are hidden in plain sight, easily mistaken for mere quirks or worse, misbehavior. Owners report their chosen dogs following them from room to room, refusing to rest unless they're within arm's reach. But the real shockers are the rare behaviors that slip under the radar. A dog placing a single paw on your foot in a crowd, a silent stare that lasts just a beat too long, or a subtle shift of their body that blocks you from strangers. One Reddit user described waking up each night to find their dog pressed against their bedroom door, as if standing guard against the world. At first, it seemed sweet, until the dog started growling at anyone who got too close, even longtime friends. Even more bizarre are the stories of dogs who develop almost ritualistic habits, waiting by the bathroom door, refusing to eat unless their person sits nearby, or bringing odd gifts like socks and remote controls, as if trying to communicate something no one else can decode. Experts say these aren't just cute antics. In rare cases, dogs have been known to mirror their person's mood, becoming anxious or restless during stressful times, almost like four-legged emotional barometers. Some trainers warn that these behaviors aren't always harmless. There are reports of dogs growing agitated or even destructive if they're separated from their favorite human for too long. And just when you think you've spotted every clue, new controversies erupt online. Videos of clingy or jealous dogs rack up millions of views, with heated debates raging in the comments. Is this devotion or obsession? The truth is, many owners misinterpret these signals, missing the deeper attachment at play. But that wasn't the whole story. Underneath these strange behaviors, something even more mysterious was quietly unfolding, just waiting to be uncovered. Just when you thought you knew your dog inside and out, a whole new debate explodes online. Is your dog's jealousy really a sign of love, or is there something darker going on? It's hard to ignore the viral videos. Dogs wedging themselves between their person and a new partner, barking, nudging, or even growling at anyone who gets too close. Some clips rack up millions of views, sparking comment wars over whether this is cute protectiveness or a red flag for obsessive behavior. Trainers weigh in, warning that the line between loyalty and possessiveness isn't as clear as people want to believe. Some experts say these reactions aren't just signs of affection. They could be rooted in intense anxiety, even fear of losing their place in the pack. But the controversy doesn't end there. Recent rumors suggest certain breeds might be more prone to this kind of possessive attachment, with huskies, German shepherds, and border collies singled out as repeat offenders. Stories surface about dogs destroying furniture or lashing out after being left alone by their chosen person, raising uncomfortable questions. Are these dogs simply showing devotion, or is something more troubling at play? One widely circulated post claimed a dog even faked an injury to keep his owner from leaving the house. Skeptics called it manipulation, but others argued it was a desperate attempt to maintain the connection at all costs. And then there's the twist nobody saw coming. Some trainers report cases where dogs become so fixated on their favorite human that they ignore basic commands, act out, or even become aggressive to other pets and people. It's as if being the chosen one unlocks a possessiveness that can override training and socialization. But that wasn't the whole story. Beyond these headline-grabbing displays, experts started noticing stranger, almost invisible clues, subtle shifts in body language, and daily routines that reveal just how deep the bond goes. What do these secret signals really mean? The answers are even more surprising. Most people expect their dog's loyalty to show up in tail wags and enthusiastic greetings, but the real proof is often hidden in their smallest, strangest habits. Experts have recently pointed out that if you watch closely, some of the most telling signals are almost invisible. Subtle changes in the way a dog moves, looks, and even sleeps around their chosen person. For example, one unexpected clue: the way a dog maintains eye contact. Not just a passing glance, but a deep, unwavering gaze that researchers say actually triggers a chemical reaction in both the dog's and the human's brain, reinforcing an exclusive bond. It's a silent conversation most owners miss, but to a dog, it's powerful, almost like a secret handshake. Then there's the question of where your dog sleeps. Viral stories have surfaced of dogs who abandon their favorite cozy spot or even a sibling's side, just to curl up near their person's discarded shirt or on the cold bathroom floor outside their door. Trainers say a sudden change in sleep patterns, like a dog insisting on sharing your bed after years of independence, can be a massive red flag for this type of attachment. In some cases, dogs have been caught quietly standing guard in the middle of the night, not making a sound, just keeping watch until their human stirs. Body language offers more clues. A head tilt that happens only when you speak, a slow blink that mirrors your own, or even a tail wag that starts as soon as you enter the room. These are signs that most people overlook, but they can be loaded with meaning. Rumors have even swirled about dogs who seem to anticipate their person's moods, adjusting their own energy to match, almost like they're reading your mind. Some critics argue these signals are just random, but mounting stories and emerging studies suggest otherwise. It's as if dogs have a hidden code, a set of signals reserved for the one person who matters most. But that wasn't the whole story. Behind these subtle cues, debates were brewing about the risks of being the favorite, and the consequences could be far more dramatic than anyone realized. The debate over whether a dog's favoritism is harmless or potentially risky has reached fever pitch within the dog training community. Whispers of favorite person syndrome circulate in private Facebook groups and behind-the-scenes trainer chats, with some professionals sounding the alarm about attachment that tips into obsession. There are stories of dogs who go to alarming lengths to keep their chosen human close. From tearing through doors to blocking family members with startling force. One infamous case involved a border collie who reportedly destroyed half the living room after his person left for a weekend trip, chewing through sofas and even pulling down curtains. Neighbors said it looked like a tornado had hit, but trainers warned, this wasn't just separation anxiety. It was an extreme reaction triggered by hyper-focused attachment. Accusations surfaced about dogs guarding their favorite person to the point of aggression, snarling at friends and even lunging at other pets. In some online circles, rumors spread about dogs who would flat out refuse to obey anyone else in the house, ignoring commands, or even snapping if someone else tried to step into their human's role. It's become a point of forced debate. Is this loyalty gone too far, or a warning sign of something deeper unraveling? Some trainers even claim they've seen cases where a dog's fixation turns destructive, biting, obsessive pacing, or refusing food until their person returns. The most shocking stories tell of dogs who seem to grieve when separated, shutting down, or acting out in ways that leave families at a loss. And while some chalk these incidents up to poor training or simple anxiety, others insist there's something fundamentally different about the bond between a dog and their chosen person, something that can override instincts and turn affection into obsession. But that wasn't the whole story. As these wild tales made the rounds, darker rumors surfaced, stories of dogs risking everything for their favorite humans in ways nobody expected. And what happened next would leave even seasoned trainers stunned. Some of the wildest stories about dogs marking someone as special don't just blur the line between loyalty and obsession. They smash it entirely. In underground forums and late-night social threads, tales emerge of dogs outsmarting entire households just to be near their chosen human. One story that sent shockwaves through dog lover circles involved a golden retriever who, after being repeatedly locked in the backyard during his owner's business trips, learned to open the gate, scale a neighbor's fence, and navigate city streets just to curl up outside his person's office door. The footage from nearby security cameras stunned everyone, with trainers calling it the most relentless display of attachment they'd seen. But that's only the beginning. Rumors circulate of dogs detecting medical emergencies before anyone else, nudging awake owners who were about to slip into diabetic comas, or barking for help when someone started to show signs of a seizure. Some even claim their dogs have sensed when they were about to be offed, refusing to leave their side during the darkest moments. These stories are met with skepticism by some, but others point to a growing pile of evidence suggesting dogs will push themselves far beyond instinct or safety when it's about their person. It isn't all heartwarming, though. There are chilling reports of dogs who've become so fixated they've slipped out during storms, crossed highways, or squared off with wild animals just to protect or reach their human. Families have described the heartbreaking aftermath, dogs returning battered or injured, but refusing to back down. Trainers who once dismissed these accounts as exaggeration have started to rethink what's truly possible when a dog marks someone as theirs. And what happens when that bond goes too far, or when the human can't return the same level of devotion? The emotional risks for both sides might be even higher than anyone's ready to admit. But that wasn't the whole story, because the question no one dares to ask is what we owe our dogs in return for this unshakable loyalty. There's a hidden cost to being your dog's chosen one, and almost nobody talks about it. Yet the emotional fallout can leave both human and animal reeling. The experts may debate the science, but real-life stories are piling up. Dogs spiraling into depression when their favorite person moves out, or owners finding themselves trapped by a bond that's suddenly too intense to manage. One heartbreaking thread described a woman whose dog became so anxious after she started dating someone new that he stopped eating, pacing the house at night while she cried, torn between her relationship and her dog's unraveling state. Friends called her dramatic, until the vet warned that the dog's health was actually at risk. It's a side of attachment people rarely see in viral videos. A loyalty so fierce, it can quietly become a prison. And the emotional risks run both ways. Owners who are marked as special often find themselves haunted by guilt for leaving, even for a few hours, or wrestling with the impossible job of maintaining balance between human life and a dog's relentless devotion. The internet is full of advice, but little comfort. Some say tough love is the answer, while others insist you should never break a dog's trust. Underneath it all is a question nobody wants to ask. What happens when you can't give back the same intensity your dog demands? Accusations have surfaced of people surrendering their pets after realizing they couldn't handle the pressure. In the end, being singled out as the one is more than just a badge of honor. It's a responsibility that can reshape your daily life, your relationships, and your peace of mind. But that wasn't the whole story. With every risk comes a reward, and some bonds are so deep, they push both sides to become something more than they ever imagined.